Hey, we're live. It's 5amMesterScrum. Hope you're doing well. And it is Wednesday, I believe, right? Yeah, Wednesday. And this is the 184th episode of our 5amMesterScrum. And here we talk about Agile and Scrum in a practical and tactical way. So you get home to family and friends, do your entrepreneurial stuff, hang out, make some more money, help your business grow in a short amount of time, and get more stuff done for your customer. And hopefully not stress out as you do it, right? Sometimes it gets stressful. And have some fun along the way. It's always good to have fun. So every once in a while we do some fun. And I'll put some posts up today. I've been trying to get a hold of that and got some new topics for tomorrow based on what I got to do today. And got up a little earlier today. It's 5:11 a.m. And got up at 4 this morning. Just getting up and just looking around trying to figure out what I got to do. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about two things. Kind of continuation of not burning out a little bit of that and things like that. And then there are two topics. So one talking about having partners and teammates so that you don't burn out. That's one of the topics we're going to talk about. And the other one is getting stuff done so you can grow. And that's where I am right now. I'm trying to grow. I got to get stuff done. So we're going to talk about those two topics, and both these topics apply anywhere. As it's interesting, I was talking about a friend of mine has a coffee shop, and we're looking to build a coffee shop here. So you're going to get a little more entrepreneurial information in upcoming episodes and how that builds up that, and I'll bring that in some of the topics, and hopefully videotape some of that too, and grow that part of my what I do. Because I want this to be more Scrum, Agile, how do you use that technique, and then maybe other business stuff will be somewhere else. But again, that goes into topic number 2. And of course, I forgot to put the microphone in, so now you're leading it off the screen. Let me see if I can do this. So what I got is just fitting when I got one of these little mics, and I'm gonna just plug it in right away, and hopefully make the sound better, because then it won't be so crinkly or whatever. So hopefully that worked, and we'll find out, because I'll play it later and see how much it. This is what happens when you get up 4 every morning. You forget things, right? Anyway, okay. So one of the thoughts about having a partner helps minimize burnout, pair programming, confidence in someone else. So many people in the IT dev world, or any world, you start coding all yourself, and you think it's better that all the tricks and keep it in tight, but it's really not. It'll really stress you out, because now you become the key component. Some people like it and want to do that all the time, but it's going to stress you out. What if you want to take a break for a while? You can't, right? So it's really important to build partnership in teams. And I always have battled this effort where people want to move people from team to team in a very waterfall-ish transformational way. And I was having conversations with a bunch of Scrum Masters the other day. Guess I was holding court. It's like, yeah, you invited me to the conversation, got more than you wanted to, didn't you? Like, yeah, Greg, got a little more. But they were talking about how people want to, maximize people's progress and their output. And I'm like, well, you really want to keep people together and bring the work to them, and that'll maximize. And I gave them a bunch of techniques on during the conversation. Maybe I'll try to remember some of that conversation and write that down for a future episode that we talked about. And but one of the keys, like we're talking about brain breaks. I'm gonna capture that one, brain breaks. And probably could write a whole book on brain breaks. So this weekend I get to use my line order cook skills from over 32 years ago, and I'm going to help a friend of mine who needs to take a break and do some things. Guy at the coffee shop, and I'll probably be making sandwiches and doing some coffee and learning a little bit, because we're going to open a coffee shop. So that'll break all the the monotony, but gives you a chance to have somebody you can depend on that, just helping as a friend so that you can go do something, right? And I'm more than happy to do that. And I'm gonna trade, I'm gonna learn a little bit and get the feel for it, what really goes on and get that. So it's a little trade action going on. But you need those breaks, and having someone you can trust and depend on to come in and do that really helps you out. But in the coding world, when you have pair programming, knowing that you can depend on somebody to help pick up some code if you're going to be away, or you need some help writing some code, and you're familiar with how each other writes your code, so that what the beauty of it is that if you ever have to debug or fix something or add another layer of code, you have a good trust factor that they wrote their code in a format that you can understand and decipher because you've been working together for a while. You know, that takes a lot of stress, right? If you're comfortable with how your partners are working, it's going to help you. And this is in life and in coding shop and in the coffee shop, whatever, that you can have that. So getting partners and building that will help alleviate that burnout, right? Because you think everything's on you all the time. But if sometimes you can just take a break, take a breath, and someone else can pick up some of the slack and you trade back and forth, it helps a lot with the burnout. So just from the agile world, doing the pair programming, there's more to it than just, I have a pair programming so we can teach each other and understand the code and write better code and less bugs. There's more to it than that. That's not in the book. Part of it is having someone you have confidence in that you can work with to take the stress away from you. Stuff that's not there. I mean, everybody wants to calculate and do what I call agile accounting uh, for accountants, but agile accounting on the numbers and numbers game. Blah, 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 blah. But sometimes it's the long game, right? So having good partners and a good team helps in the long game. People may not think so, but I'm just telling you, from the long game, having people you can depend on and knock on the door to help for help is always a good thing to have. So, so that's what I'm talking about: partners, getting some pair programming, getting people that you can work as a team, that you can depend on. So if you need a brain break to de-stress, so you don't burn out because you're the linchpin in your team, really work on it. Get some teammates. So that's the one thing. Now the other one, and this is the core of Scrum and Agile, especially in Scrum. Getting stuff done so you can grow. And right now, myself, I'm having a little bit of trouble because I got to get stuff done. I'm almost finished cleaning the office. There's a couple things, boxes that I got to go through and clean the stuff out and finish making room on my desk so I can, after the show, I can roll over to the desk and start typing and making videos and stuff like that and getting things done. And I'll give you another example. Between doing the coffee shop, the museum, this business, my only work. So I got a couple things going on. Really busy. Um, but getting that stuff done makes room for what I got to do next, where it's really important. And the key of Scrum, and this also goes to the conversation I had the other day with the Scrum Masters, was the ability to get stuff done. Everybody want to measure hours and how many hours you get, but the key is really getting stuff done. By getting stuff done in your time box gives you the pivot ability to get new stuff into your backlog. Like I gotta get my web pages up so I can put text in and start capturing these conversations, because I'm noticing a lot of people reading some articles from long back. Then I can get some more articles up there. And by getting this other stuff running and getting things ready, by getting the website up, getting that into motion, it allows me to get other things done. But being almost there and not quite done, it doesn't allow you to make traction, right? So when you're building in your sprints and what you're doing in your time box, getting things done is so important to be able to start elevating the performance of your teams. Just doing stuff and taking credit and splitting stories, a lot of beginning Scrum Masters all like splitting stories. Yeah, that's not getting stuff. The idea is getting it done. So once that's done, you can pivot and go to the other thing. Now, the other thing is don't get it done and do a half-ass job, and then next thing you know, you're spending all your time fixing bugs and issues and things like that. But I just wanted to just really emphasize the idea of getting stuff done. And like for myself, part of what I think of coaching is I experience this stuff firsthand, and I share what I learned and how Agile and Scrum helped me. And I'm time boxing and metricing what I'm doing. But once I get the basics in place and build off of it, one of the things about Scrum and Agile is you build and then you build on top so that you can grow. If you don't build and you're always down here, you're always down at the lower level of your performance. Once you build, you can build off those blocks that are done because you have full confidence in being done. And I was reading articles today and I commented on somebody talked about automated tests, and there's so many teams out there that don't get it. The beauty of automated tests in Agile and Scrum is that, especially if you're doing a sprint, if I build my code and I write some test sequences, right, that I want to verify, and I automate those test sequences, for now, for eternity, that code is solid and you don't have to come back to it. It's the beauty of getting it done with automated tests. It's not really done until you kind of automate test your code. The reason why you have full confidence in it. So as you build more code on top of it, if you do anything, you'll know right away whether or not you broke something in the old code, right? Because you have the automated test. It's so important. And that's so key in the ability to getting stuff done and what you feel. The idea of getting stuff done, I'm jumping around a little bit. Sorry. You know me. It's what I do. The beauty of it is you don't care anymore. Once you say it's done, it's done. You're off to the new world. When you finish that automated, it's done. I don't worry about it because my automated tests will run every day. Anytime I do a new code drop, whatever I do, and it'll tell me if anything broke, and then I can go fix it. But I have enough confidence in what I wrote. It's checking all the time, right? So I just want to close on that, the importance of getting it done and that's what we do in Scrum. You want it done, completely coded, tested. Automated testing is so important to that factor. So I think we talked about this before, but I just want to mention that. But again, getting what you have in mind done, don't leave little pieces of it laying around, right? Like I have one little box over there that I got to go through and just get rid of it if it doesn't. It's a box of CDs. If there's a full CD, I'm gonna donate it to Goodwill or something. And if it's not, it's gone, right? But I just need that one little thing just taking up floor space because there's about 1 million cookies in the other room that haven't come here yet. I just picked up 75 cartons of cookies. But anyway, that's what I want to talk about today. So getting a partner helps de-stress, and so you don't burn out, and you can depend on them, and you feel comfortable with them. It takes some time to develop, right? It doesn't happen overnight, instantaneously. And then the other thing, just closing out, is getting stuff done so you can move on and do new stuff and build on to what you're doing. If you don't get it done, you're not going to grow. That's the key, growing any business. You got to get it done off your plate so you can go to the next one, right? Because if it's lingering around, it's going to drag you back, right? It's like the little anchor in my sailboat retrospective. So with that, I'm going to say, hey, happy scrumming. Have a great day. It's midweek. Some overseas are already done their midweek and getting ready to the tail end of the week. And I wish you all the best. And ring the little bell so you get some messages when we post new stuff up. And you have a great day. Take care. Enjoy. Bye. Have some fun.